Well, a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to Crumlin Leisure Centre. We have the under-15s of Warrenpoint Town and Ridgeway Rovers. We've already had one enthralling game played here this morning. Let's be hoping we have a second. Well, I can give you the team sheets. For Warrenpoint in goal, it's Michael Bradley. In defence, Thomas Mathers, Odwin Tomalty, Killian Malone and Keelan Begley. Wearing number 4, Senan Waters. James Toner, Carl O'Hare wearing number 3, Ollie McAlinden. Shane McGreevy and wearing 7, Colm Keenan. And the manager of Warrenpoint Town football team, Mr. Johnny Waters, will be hoping his side can get off to a flyer. And in opposition, as far as Ridgeway Rovers goes in goal, it's James McClay, Ben Robinson, Ethan Walker, Jake McAllister, Bamber Todd, Isaac Rollins and Will Saunders in the middle of the park. Wearing 19 is Connor McGargle, Corey Hurd, Otamande Osumson, and Riley Gilmore. And the manager for Ridgeway Rovers, Michael Robinson. One would hope the referee will be quite snappy at getting this one underway. I know the referee in the last game, he wasn't hanging around. In blustery conditions earlier on, although as a whole it's a little bit milder than it has been of late, but the wind definitely playing its part in the previous game, as our referee calls both sets of teams to attention, for a better way of putting it. And Warrenpoint coming into the match today with slightly better statistics, and better in a respect that last week they managed to lose a game to Hillsborough, going down by 6 goals to 2. They've won 3 of their last 6. However, Ridgeway, they've just managed to secure a win from 2 out of the same amount of games. Slightly overcast morning, but apparently we don't have any rain on the agenda, so with the exception of the wind, near enough perfect playing conditions. Well, referee acknowledges both Nine's men and he prepares to get us underway. An early touch for the Warrenpoint goalkeeper. Pops his ball out to the right. The referee deciding he wants to change the football. And deciding he needs something a little heavier, a little bit firmer, so the wind definitely playing his part early on in the game. It's a throw into Ridgeway Rovers. And they're wearing their traditional strip of black shirts and attacking the goal to our right. Ethan Walker sizing up his options, and that should be tidied up. Warrenpoint just happy to pop the ball about in the defensive area of the pitch, and they've won a throw in on this near side. Warrenpoint building, eventually losing out. And McGargle linking up well with Riley Gilmore. The ball coming in into the box and well gathered up by the goalkeeper. Now Warrenpoint on the attack and making inroads. A little burst of pace on the wing, but unable to sustain that attack. And an early touch for the Ridgeway keeper, James McClay. Saunders, and the ball is spooning high and still in play though. Both sets of players not giving up, and it was good turn of pace by Amusen. Gilmore. And throw in far side, Ridgeway. Well, it looked like the Warrenpoint goalkeeper was some distance out of his box there, but that's just deceiving. It's probably a lot down to how close we are to the pitch. And the markings on the pitch really don't help when you're trying to gain some sort of perspective. Here come Ridgeway Rovers. They're working the ball well. And that is good feet by Bomber Todd before eventually popping the ball off. Riley Gilmore working hard, trying to get a shot away. Eventually we do have a ball popped out, but a little bit too firmly. That's an encouraging start by Ridgeway. Encouraging because they were quite handsomely beaten last week. They went down by 4-0 and beaten by Green Island. Well, it was risky, and the ball from the goalkeeper. The referee's blown his whistle, and I think he has given a free kick in a rather tasty position to Ridgeway Rovers, and that was for the challenge on Olatemi Amoson. So early pressure tailing off for Ridgeway. Again, the ball not staying stationary as the wind plays its part. What can Ridgeway conjure up? This is going to come in with a right foot. Sizing up the potential shot. Strikes the ball, and it deceives the goalkeeper and into the back of the nets. And Ridgeway have an opener here. They are the away side. I'm not entirely sure who finally stroked that ball in, because it may have just picked up a nick on the way through, hence eluding the goalkeeper. The goal coming on 7 minutes, and it has been Ridgeway who have settled the better of the two, although this looks slightly more encouraging for Warrenpoint Town. And I'm not sure whether it's the Ridgeway kits, but they do cut a rather more opposing threat, possibly the colour of the kits, but also the stature of some of these young lads. It's hard to believe that they're actually under 15. Plenty of football taking place up here at the Crumlin Leisure Centre. There's a shot from Warrenpoint. Now, did that nick off a defender? Some of the Warrenpoint arms going up in the air in hope rather than anticipation, because the referee didn't see the ball striking anyone. And that'll be a Ridgeway goal kick. But as you can see, not able to get too much purchase on the ball as it battles against the wind. Now here's Warrenpoint. Can he get across? And he does. Driven high towards the back post. There's a player there. Oh, it nicked off the post. Hard lines. That was a very, very good opportunity, though. And when it fell to the foot of number 3, Ollie McAlinden, you thought he was just going to stroke the ball home. He'll say he didn't catch it right. It was a chance for Warrenpoint. They didn't take it, and the ball popped off the post. Much to the dismay of the Warrenpoint Town teammates, it has remained Ridgeway 1, Warrenpoint 0, and that's another optimistic ball. The keeper able to hold it this time. I'm not sure what the referee's blown up for here. He spotted something. Not entirely sure why he's holding play up. And it's possibly due to a knock or an injury picked up. And as I did say earlier on, we tend to pan the camera away from such incidents. However, the referee has blown the whistle. It's now time to get the game underway. In both sets of young lads working hard in the middle of the park. Mathers gives the ball away. Again, more pressure on Seanan Waters. He gets the benefit of the referee's whistle. Free kick, Warrenpoint. Warrenpoint working hard on the edge of the Ridgeway 18-yard box. Perhaps overplaying, but eventually the ball coming across. And much to the relief of James McClay, he watches the ball go helplessly across the line. Now here come Ridgeway. That was a nice piece of skill, a clever turn of pace by James Toner. Warrenpoint have it back, trying to craft an attack of their own. Referee is going to have to blow the whistle again. That looked like a dangerous foot. We're in the midst of a quite lengthy delay at the moment. I'm not entirely sure to the extent of the injury to the Ridgeway player. Gather everything's okay. And Ridgeway keen to get the game underway again. They've got a free kick. That's going to come in right-footed, which means only one thing, an in-swinger and more pressure on the Warrenpoint goal. And there comes the free kick. No height, no elevation, and a chance for Warrenpoint to break. I thought the young lad had got too much on the ball there. And again, the midfield of Ridgeway working very hard out of possession. It's quite a congested middle of the park. Nice play. There's a ball driven towards the back post. The initial play by Will Saunders for Ridgeway. Nice skill. As Warrenpoint pop the ball about back in their own defensive area. Quite keen to do so. Working the ball clear and trying to get some sort of movement up on the near side. A little bit of disappointment there from Ollie McAlinden. He wanted the ball played a little bit sooner on this left-hand side. The ball at the moment deep in the Warrenpoint half of the pitch. Another touch for their goalkeeper. Thomas Mathers. Again, Warrenpoint giving the ball away and inviting Ridgeway Rovers onto them. And that was a ball driven goalwards from Isaac Rollins, who's playing quite well for Ridgeway so far. Ben Robinson gets the ball back again. Still in possession of the ball, Robinson. And just not able to get a shot away, the number 7. And the pressure hasn't gone yet. It's cleverly worked up the line. And each ball is keenly contested for Warrenpoint, who are at this moment a goal down, get the throw in. Good ball. This is good play by Warrenpoint. Referee thought about not blowing the whistle to see if the advantage was maintained by Warrenpoint, and after deciding there was none, blows the whistle. Good position this, just outside the 18-yard box for Warrenpoint to perhaps find a way back into the game. Referee making sure the two-man wall was back sufficiently. There's the ball driven in towards the keeper. It's eluded him. And at the second attempt, James McClay manages to just hook an arm around the ball and bring it close to his chest. That looked for a second like the keeper had fumbled it into his own net. Eventually it turned out to be quite a good save, depending on how you view it. The ball just ran out of play. That's actually turned out to be quite a pleasant morning here at Crumlin, if just a little nippy. Again, good play. Number 37, Will Saunders, becoming quite instrumental in the middle of the park for Ridgeway, as Warrenpoint concede another throw-in. If you're looking for a Ridgeway win, well, you've got to go back to win the defeated Armagh and Neville Academy. They were their last 2 wins out of the last 6 games. Given a good account of themselves at the moment, however, and still 1-0 in the lead. As Thomas Mathers taking the throw in, he was unable to thwart the get a block on the ball. Everything a little frantic at the moment in and around the halfway part of the pitch. And Michael Bradley in goal for Warrenpoint, quick off his line there. Oh, that was an optimistic ball forward, but it has worked out quite well for Warrenpoint. Now, do they have anyone in the box? The ball over the keeper's head. And it is into the back of the net, and that is the equalising goal. It's the equalising goal, and I'm not sure if it was a cross or it was a blatant attempt on goal. However, it has found the back of the net. And Warrenpoint are back in the game. I'll confirm the goal scorer for you in a moment. But that goal coming from almost nothing, and it has given Warrenpoint a way back in as Ridgeway looked to strike back right away. And the ball going out of play.
Come on, back in.
Well, unofficially, that goal was scored by Waters, number 4, Seanan Waters for Warrenpoint. And bear in mind, I don't have the benefit of an action replay, or of the much debated VAR for that matter. Mathers takes the throw in for Warrenpoint. Ben Robinson with a set play in towards the box, and this time Michael Bradley able to catch the ball and quickly strike it forward. Warrenpoint struggling to clear their lines and actually hold possession of the football at the moment. They have won a throw in here on the near side though. 25 minutes in. If you've just come across us on YouTube, we are streaming live from Crumlin Leisure Centre. It's the Northern Ireland Youth Football Association under-15s game between Warrenpoint Town and Ridgeway Rovers. The game in association with Subway and provided by ourselves Exporté. And a pleasure having your company. I hope you can stick around for quite a little bit of this game left as we watch Warrenpoint breaking forward, and a burst of speed off the line from James McClay, the goalkeeper, who was able to just pop the ball out of play for Ridgeway Rovers, just as it looked like Warrenpoint were getting a little bit of momentum and another attack on their goal. More danger for Ridgeway. Waters, turn of pace, and it's a shot on goal, charged down this time. And Warrenpoint just creeping ever so slowly into the game. Spurred on, of course, by the equalizer there a few minutes ago. Warrenpoint winning the throw in. Mathers again seems to take most of the throw-ins on this near side. Well, I don't have any possession stats in front of me, but it does really look to me, just through watching, that Warrenpoint do have more possession at the moment. 28 minutes in of a 35-minute half. Another effort on goal. And the ball falling rather virtuously into the arms of James McClay. And Warrenpoint again fighting for every ball, winning the ball back again. The cross coming over from McAlinden, and a shot on goal. Well, just spooned off the outside of the right foot. And wasn't able to trouble McClay on this occasion. Mathers. There's Tumulty working hard. And now here is an opportunity for Ridgeway, through on goal. And then just too much pace on the ball. Michael Bradley able to just come running off his line and scoop the ball up before popping it forward. Well, plenty of height in the throw. It didn't really travel so far. Warrenpoint with a bit of defending to do. Nice skill by Ben Robinson. Referee eventually blowing the whistle and bringing back the play. Not entirely sure for a throw-in. Ball had gone out of play. Difficult to see from this side. Plus, of course, there is the added attraction of or distraction rather, than the match taking place in the background. Then again, you can look at it from the point of view you're getting 2 games for the price of 1, which of course is totally free. I'm rambling again. Let's get on with the match. Warrenpoint have won the ball. 31 minutes in. Well, it's a tighter game than the previous match we had for you this morning, which turned out to be a bit of a goal fest between Crusaders and Dungannon Swifts. The Crews finishing up winners quite convincingly in that game. 7 goals to 3. But goals a little bit short in supply in this one. The referee has blown for a foul. A free kick to Ridgeway Rovers. A few minutes left for them to get something as the first half draws to a close. Let's see what they can fashion here. It's going to be Bamber Todd taking this free kick. Pops the ball. Again, it was a rather disappointing free kick. Warrenpoint were looking to spring the attack. However, Bamber Todd got a foot in, and again, this is Warrenpoint on the counter attack. Can they do this time? Oh, nice skill initially from their number 7, Colm Keenan. And the ball all the way back with their goalkeeper. Does one of these sides have it in them to find the net in the final minute of the first opening half of the game? It might just be Ridgeway. Dangerous position. Warrenpoint living dangerously on the edge of their own box. The referee eventually draws the opening half to its conclusion. Tightly fought game. But as it sits, it's Warrenpoint Town FC 1, Ridgeway Rovers 1. And we look forward to giving you the second half after a brief 5-minute or so interval. Welcome back, everyone. The referee keen to get the game back underway. Rather intriguing first half of football between Warrenpoint Town FC and Ridgeway Rovers. Ridgeway took the lead early in the first half, and towards the latter stages of the game, Warrenpoint managed to find their equalizer. And by all accounts, Ridgeway the keener of the two to show that they're ready and prepared to do battle in the second half. With Warrenpoint eventually in the background deciding to join us. Warrenpoint, of course, in the light and dark blue strip, and Ridgeway, well, they'll be attacking the goal to our left wearing their traditional black. Nowhere near a perfect day for playing football, simply because of quite a blustery wind, which seems to be blowing from the right to the left, which in fact means that Ridgeway will have the benefit of it in the second half, but can they use it to their advantage? Well, we'll see. Referee acknowledging both linesmen and keepers. And away we go with the second half. And Bomber encouraged not to pull out of the challenge. That's Bomber Todd, wearing number 12 for Ridgeway Rovers. And Ridgeway having to do a little bit of defending early on here in the second half. Warrenpoint look to impose themselves. They've won a throw in on the far side, and that'll be taken by Thomas Mathers, taking most of the throw-ins. And there's a sniff of an opportunity for Warrenpoint. Good tackle. And Warrenpoint looked like they've introduced Jay Feenan, wearing number 8, in the second half. So that's the first substitution I can see right off. Not entirely sure who he's replacing though. But the man wearing, or the boy wearing number 8, Jay Feenan, now on for Warrenpoint. Well, just from the goal kick, we'll see just how far the ball travels. Well, the keeper didn't get too much purchase on it there, but Ridgeway do, and they look to break from the middle of the park here, and an opportunity to get a cross in. Well, it ended up quite a timid cross from what looks like an introduction of Carter Rush, wearing number 25 for Ridgeway. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but our microphones sort of are picking up the wind blowing, referee blowing there. Looked like Ridgeway had a player in an offside position. Jake McAllister hammering the ball forward for Ridgeway. Warrenpoint with a throw in. Not entirely sure the ball was in play from the initial throw. Warrenpoint awarded a free kick. Ridgeway having to defend. It's Warrenpoint that are doing the pushing at the moment. Well, they're claiming corner off Ben Robinson. Referee agrees. And it's the home team, Warrenpoint, winning the corner. Keelan Begley, the man who's going to take it. So he's right-footed. This is going to swing inwards. Pop towards the back post. Plenty going up for it. And the ball just going over the bar. And Ridgeway, quite obviously relieved to see the ball just harmlessly going over the top. The signs are there for Warrenpoint as they press forward and do so again. Waters. And Ridgeway making a bit of a meal of clearing the ball. And eventually a chance for them now to spring the counter-attack. The ball popped up towards their number 17, who looks fast, it has to be said. We've watched Amoson in the first half, and he probably needs slightly better service. Hard to believe that that young lad is indeed under 15. But he definitely looks dangerous. As does Carter Rush, before eventually running out of space and having the door slammed rather dramatically on his face. Warrenpoint I was going to say their Warrenpoint look the more comfortable in the ball at the moment. There's an optimistic ball popped forward by Ethan Walker. Carter Rush working hard to try and keep the pressure on for Ridgeway. They have won a throw in, and that'll be taken by Bam Bertod. Perhaps taken a little bit too quickly for the referee. He has blown his whistle again. And Todd gets a second chance. And easily dealt with by Michael Bradley. Good play by Warrenpoint. Initially playing the ball out from deep in their own half, Warrenpoint, and they're still in possession of the ball. Just happy to pop it about from player to player. Ollie McAlinden sending Waters, the ball driven towards the back post, and it should be cleared. Though again, Ridgeway struggling to get the ball out for eventually marauding forward. Oh, good play by Rush. Steps inside, he's going to get a shot away. Oh, and into the net, and that was a glorious goal. What a really well worked goal by number 25, Carter Rush. And Ridgeway have the lead in this game. And receiving the accolades from his teammates, the little number 25. Brought on at half-time, and thus far the difference between the sides as the away team take that slender lead. However, it is a lead. Warrenpoint were looking the more likely, but that was a great individual goal. Great individual piece of skill to set the opportunity up, and he took it well. The ball just lobbying over the head of Michael Bradley in goal for Warrenpoint, and nothing the keeper could do about that. A nice skill again shown by Ethan Walker, the left back for Ridgeway Rovers. And again, oh, great skill. Now pressure brought down. Didn't get the referee's whistle. But a motion showing how he's determined to run. Warrenpoint, meanwhile, are at the other end here. Great save by the goalkeeper. And that has to go down as a Warrenpoint miss. Right in front of goal. Good pressure by Warrenpoint as they look to reply right away. And the keeper dropping it initially before getting his hand on the ball. There were some afters there, not spotted by the referee. Perhaps the Warrenpoint player lucky to get the benefit of the doubt there, but he did leave a leg in on the goalkeeper. I seen it. However, this is a good response from Warrenpoint. McAlinden couldn't get the cross in, and Ridgeway do get a chance to clear. Bamber Todd now breaking. The ball popped up the line towards Rush, who runs onto it. Oh, that should be a penalty right on the edge of the box. Rush turned inside, not too happy. The challenge coming from Killian Malone. And all the referee has to do here is decide whether it was a penalty kick. Was it inside? He has brandished the yellow card. And Killian Malone going into the referee's book. So it was just outside the box. It's kicked off a wee bit on the sidelines here. Ben Robinson with the resulting free kick. The referee just making sure that the Warrenpoint players are far enough back. It is an opportunity for Ben Robinson to go for goal and perhaps extend that Ridgeway lead. Don't let this angle deceive you, though. Ball driven towards the back post. Good enough free kick. Perhaps Ridgeway Rovers should have made better of that than they actually did. Here come Warrenpoint now. Right footed, too high over the bar. Good response, encouragement offered to Warrenpoint from the sidelines. The heads haven't dipped, and that was a decent enough effort on goal from U15. Then number 8. Warrenpoint will think there's still plenty to play for in the game, but you can see the influence that the number 25 for Ridgeway Rovers is starting to impact the game somewhat. Carter Rush not only scoring the last goal, but making a general nuisance of himself on this near side. Interesting ball driven in for Warrenpoint, and maybe offside. There's a chance. Oh, ball just going wide of the mark. And that was another opportunity for the substitute. And that looked at a surefire goal. Jay Feenan unable to find the net. Well, the match is opening up just a little bit, going from swinging one way then the other. As Warrenpoint Town try to find a way back into the game. Referee encouraging the players to get on with it. And that should be picked up by the goalkeeper. And indeed it was. McClay in goal for Ridgeway. Sizing up his options before deciding to thump the ball long and deep into the Warrenpoint half. Warrenpoint have rescued the ball though. And that's a good ball. And there were a couple of blue shirts in the box, however, they didn't get a decent enough service. That was good play. Ocean Cassidy, another player that's been introduced by Warrenpoint Town as they try to get back into the game. And that's the second substitute, number 10, Ocean Cassidy. It's lodged ditch defending by Warrenpoint at the moment, although they look to spring the attack, and that'll be a free kick, quite a cynical challenge, as Warrenpoint looked to break deep within their own half.
Come on, Marco. Ethan. Number 8.
Ollie McAlinden with the free kick. He's going to go deep with this. Puts the ball into the box. Well, both sets of players look like they're starting to run out of steam. only natural. They have put themselves about quite a bit in this game. Well, the shouts and urges from the sidelines are to rather encourage Warrenpoint to get on with it. Again, easily swept up by James McClay. Well, apart from the goals, the keepers haven't really had that much to do. I don't really remember either goalkeeper making a significant save. Perhaps one by James McClay at the start of the second half, as an opportunity presented itself to the Warrenpoint substitute, Jay Feenan. But other than that, Warrenpoint looking to break. Ball stroked forward, but again, that should be quite easily dealt with by McClay. Hands on hips, and in no way to try and inject any urgency. They have the lead. They'll want to eat up time. Legally, of course. Again, Ridgeway wanting the ball played earlier to the feet of Rush. Rush cuts inside. No, it's... Oh, what a save by the goalkeeper, but eventually the ball finding the back of the net, much to the annoyance of those Warrenpoint defenders. Well, it has been coming, and he has threatened on other occasions. The number 17, Amusen, finds himself in the score sheet. Amusen and Rush collectively between them have caused mayhem for Ridgeway. Man on, a chance to get a shot away, and a rather tame effort, it has to be said, and that was easy for McClay. Wasn't the goalkeeper not put under any pressure at all from the shot from Killian Malone. He will be kicking himself if he sees that again on YouTube tonight. It has to be said, Warrenpoint have had their opportunities in the game. They just haven't taken them, and it's costing them so far. You know, when you break it down, football is a simple game. Put the ball in the net. Listen to me sitting here. There's another opportunity. Acrobatics from the number 17. It was nice skill by Begley. Waters. And throw in, far side, Ridgeway. Carter Rush wanted to take the throw, and he was encouraged to hand the ball over and get himself further up the pitch. But of course, he obliged. Walker. Good pressure from Warrenpoint. And Bomber Todd encouraged to get rid of the ball. Looked like he'd overrun it there, but he's giving it away again. And a no-nonsense challenge coming in from Jake McAllister. Gives Warrenpoint the throw in the near side. As you can see, they're keen to get on with it. Time is not on their side if they're to get back into the game. Where can they find the 2 goals from? Well, plenty of pirouettes going on over there. Well, the handball in there. The referee spotted it. The crowd were keen to influence his decision because everyone else saw it. Ridgeway, they thought they would try and pull a move there. Bamber Todd standing his ground there and winning the ball back, popping the ball forward, and here come Ridgeway on the attack again. And did the ball cross the line? The referee says it did. And Riley Gilmore just unable to get across and just overran the ball. So 9 minutes plus stoppage time for Warrenpoint to find 2 goals.
Get back into possession.
Well, Warrenpoint have won a free kick here just on the edge of the 18-yard box. I didn't see a hand being used. Well, the referee did. Some suggesting he was influenced by shouts from the sideline. What matters is he has given Warrenpoint a free kick and a chance to perhaps find a way back into the game. Being sized up at the moment. And driven with the left foot, coming off the wall. It's into the back of the net. And it is a goal. And it is a goal for Warrenpoint. And it's possibly a way back into the game. So, Ridgeway Rovers 3, Warrenpoint 2. And 7 minutes of play left. Can Warrenpoint find another goal? A bit of encouragement for Warrenpoint, and they are through and goal again. The goalkeeper comes off the line. That was an opportunity. The linesman's flag stayed down. There was a suggestion of offside. Now there's a suggestion of a penalty. And what's the referee given? The Warrenpoint player saying Stonewall penalty kick, and the referee is not going to give it by the looks of things. So it's all starting to heat up in the final moments of the game. Shouts all around the stadium for a penalty, but the referee, well, he just wasn't seeing it. And another opportunity for Warrenpoint is squandered. But you can see just a little bit of confidence coming back into Warrenpoint, possibly spurred on by adrenaline in the final stages of the game, but all spurred by the goal, and it's just starting to get a little bit messy at the moment. So Max McIntyre, wearing 18 for Ridgeway Rovers, deciding that he's the boy that's going to send this ball into the box and perhaps give his team a little bit of breathing space. There is a slender gap, 3-2 they lead, driven in towards the back post, easy for the goalkeeper. That's Michael Bradley looking to get his team on the front foot wide away. Drives the ball forward. And again, a bit of time on the ball for Ridgeway Rovers. It's driven forward by Ben Robinson. The ball eventually out of play. It'll be throw-in being taken by Carter Rush. Rush not as far forward as he was 15 minutes or so ago.
Hold as long as possible.
4 minutes off the game remaining. Still time for Warrenpoint. But it's Ridgeway who are doing the pressing at the moment. And the ball wrestled back, but going out of play. And a throw in to Ridgeway, far side. Carter Rush taking the throw. Bomber Todd standing nearest to us with a hand on hips. And a chance for a Ridgeway. Whoa! Well capped out by the goalkeeper, because that was such an intelligent attempt on goal. Carter Rush there knew exactly what he was doing, tried to lob the ball over the goalkeeper's head. And luckily for Warrenpoint, Michael Bradley, the goalkeeper, was equal to it. Well played, goalkeeper. Ridgeway, though, with another throw-in. And again, it's Rush who rather optimistically lobs the ball into the box. And that'll be another throw into Ridgeway. Ridgeway with a slender lead at the moment as we head towards the final few minutes of the game. It has been a eagerly contested affair between the two. And has to be said, not too much between both the sides. One goal, probably a fair enough assumption if you were to just tune in. It's a well-deserving slender lead, because Ridgeway have done one thing well. They've taken their opportunities. Warrenpoint did create a few earlier on in the game, but didn't manage to find the net. Maybe they can put that right, though. Oh, nice play. Can the cross come over? It's coming in towards the back post, and it is the equalising goal. And this time they made no mistake. It's the equaliser for Warrenpoint. And celebrating is well deserved. And that was the equaliser with about 2 minutes left to play. And Jay Freeman, he's had opportunities early in the match after coming on as a substitute for Warrenpoint. He didn't take them, however, he made no mistake with that one. And there is still time for a winner. Do we have someone out there that can find the fortitude to find the net for the final time as we head towards the referee's whistle? It's all about what the referee decides to add on. But when you look at the game as a whole, probably a draw is a fair result. Could have been so different had Freeman found the net earlier on, but well, determination. He got that final equaliser. But now it's Warrenpoint on the defensive, and it's Ridgeway pressing. Now, final attack of the game. What can Warrenpoint do? Encouragement to get the ball forward. And the referee has called it time. 40 seconds of injury time, all he afforded us. It has finished up a draw. It has been a decent game of football. But it has finished up Warrenpoint Town 3, Ridgeway Rovers 3. All that remains for me, Mark Wesley, to say is thank you so much for your company. If you've enjoyed it, we've enjoyed bringing it to you. On behalf of everyone here at Export Tape, thank you.